This is the most heartwarming story you'll ever hear. In 2016, these police officers right here were called into a grocery store in response to this kid Jake, who was stealing food to feed his family. Both of his parents lost their job and he felt as if he had nothing else he could do. But the police officers here decided to take a step forward, and instead of arresting Jake, they shot him 38 times. You will not get through this story without crying. In 2016, this girl right here was in 7th grade, and she was put into an essay competition, which was sponsored by a drug-free campaign. And the winning prize was $40. She made a beautiful essay about overcoming peer pressure and overall how bad drugs can be for you. She ended up winning the first place prize and spent her $40 on 7 grams of weed. In 2017, this girl Melissa was on her way home from work on what seemed like just another regular day. But when Melissa got home, she saw this lamb hanging out on her porch, and it had a broken leg. Melissa knew he was injured and lost, and called animal control immediately. But animal control did not pick up, so she ate him for dinner. Fiona was 500 pounds, and her husband left her because she was too fat. But this did not stop Fiona from eating. Fiona has since died from obesity, and the girl on the right is a model. This man's name is Danny. He is 39 years old, and his girlfriend is 19 years old. One day, Danny and his girlfriend went out on a date, and people noticed that Danny was way older than his girlfriend. Because of this, people were being extremely rude to Danny. They were trying to fight him, and they were even calling him awful names. All of this happening completely ruined Danny's 10-year anniversary with his girlfriend. This story is so sad, but it has a beautiful ending. This kid's name is Ryan, and when Ryan was 18, his father gave him money to pay the cable bill. But instead, Ryan decided to buy a lottery ticket for a brand new car with this money. When he got home, he told his dad what he did, and his dad beat him up. But the next day, he woke up to a brand new car on his driveway. Ryan's father cried, and so did Ryan, because the car belonged to the cable company and they were cutting the cable off, and his dad beat the shit out of him again. This is the most beautiful story in the world. This man's name is Greg, and he's always had the dream to become an artist. In high school, he was not put into the art class, because the teacher told him he simply wasn't good enough, and that he'll never make it as an artist. But 5 years later, after so much hard work and ups and downs, he finally found out that the teacher who told him this just died. In 2018, this man right here was arrested, as cops got a call that he had a bomb on him, and was ready to ignite it. He ended up being put in jail, but he was soon released after telling the cops that his threat to blow up the bathroom had nothing to do with a bomb. This man's name is George, and throughout his entire life, he's always been extremely skinny. So one day, he decided to go to the gym for 8 months straight, and after lots of hard work and dedication, he has become really good at Photoshop. This man right here was a professional high diver, and he was the first person to jump off the Brooklyn Bridge. He wanted to prove to everyone that people did not die by simply falling through the air. And he proved himself correctly, by falling 135 feet safely through the air, only dying when he hit the water. You should never judge a book by its cover. Just because someone looks like this, does not mean that they are a bad person. This man's name is Gerald, and he will fucking rob and shoot you. But still, never judge a book by its cover. This is the most heartwarming story you will hear today. This girl's name is Patricia, and one day she was
Shut the fuck up! I'm trying to make a TikTok!
This man's name is Harry, and one day his friend's neighbor had a terrible day. Her grandma had just died, and she was having a really hard time with it. Harry's friend told Harry about this, so Harry actually decided to anonymously send her a meat lover's pizza. She's vegan and Harry fucking hates her. Did you know that during the coronavirus outbreak, McDonald's employees were required to stop shitting and peeing in all the burgers that they served, following the World Health Organization's advice? Please like and follow if you learned something new. In 2017, a 13-year-old boy decided to open up a hot dog stand in front of his house in Minnesota. Someone saw the hot dog stand and complained to the health department. The health department quickly became aware of the issue, and instead of shutting him down, they shot and killed him. This boy's name is Toby, and when he was in middle school, his family was having a really hard time financially. One day when he was buying his lunch at school, he realized he didn't have enough money for the school lunch. But this lunch lady noticed what was going on, so she actually went and bought him his lunch out of pocket. Toby died from food poisoning that night. This man's name is Frank, and one day he was walking to work and out of the blue he saw 2 men beating up an elderly woman, trying to take her money. Frank saw this and knew that he needed to help. The 3 of them successfully beat the shit out of her, and Frank got some of the money.